Welcome to Sports Club Week 3 preview. I'm still waiting on my co-host to join us. He's supposed to be getting done with Roger Goodell any time now. Here he is. Let's see what Bounty Gate suspensions has been handed down from Roger Goodell.
Man, well, I got 4 days, but I'm gonna talk to the
You should
court.
appeal it.
I'm appealing it. Yeah.
Absolutely.
He has no rights.
Welcome back to Sports Club. It's Daniel and Bryce here. Billy is still in Chi-Town making money up there. We're filling in for him. We're gonna start off right here, Week 3. We're gonna start off with tonight's game. We're on location tonight in Carolina, waiting for the game to start. The crowd's going crazy back behind this wall. It's what do you think's gonna happen in this game? Giants and Carolina, two playoff contenders in the NFC this year.
I think the Giants are gonna go to Carolina, gonna come here, and they're gonna win.
I agree.
Yeah,
I agree.
Carolina look good, but they look good against the Saints.
Mm-hmm.
I would look good against the Saints.
Anybody would look good against the Saints
Except for the
defense.
Chiefs.
Yeah. Good point. Carolina's a 3-point favorite. I'm going to have to take the Giants on the road on this one.
Yes.
Next one is St. Louis at Chicago. St. Louis has shown some promising stuff. Chicago last week looked absolutely horrid.
If Cutler doesn't holler at his team again, which he did, they might defeat St. Louis.
That has been a huge news story across the NFL networks, is Cutler getting on his team, getting on his offensive line. But in his defense, they weren't doing much to protect him back there in the pocket.
Yes, they wasn't.
I think the key to Chicago, they have to target Brandon Marshall more.
That's like
Brandon Marshall has to be part of the game plan.
Like Johnson in Detroit.
Absolutely. Marshall has to be part of the game plan. Chicago's an 8-point favorite. I'm going to have to take the Bears in this one.
I agree.
Yeah.
They're in Chicago. I agree.
Buffalo is at Cleveland. Two teams that lost last weekend. Buffalo coming off a win. Excuse me. Buffalo coming off a win. Cleveland coming off a loss. You could say a bright spot for Cleveland. Whedon looked good. Trent Richardson looked amazing.
Yes, he did.
Is he going to back it up? Buffalo's giving up 134 yards on the ground this year. Is Trent Richardson going to go over that century mark this year? Or this week, rather?
I believe so. I believe it's going to be the game of the running backs. You're going to have Spiller on one side and you have Richardson on the other.
Yep.
And whoever runs for the fastest will.
It's the game of the running backs and the bottom dwellers, because these two teams combined last 10 games, they're a 3-17. That's bottom dwelling if we've ever seen it, yeah. But this is definitely going to be a run game.
I don't know who they
Buffalo's favored by 3, but I'm going to have to go with Cleveland at home on this one.
I'll go with the Bills. There you go.
Tampa Bay at Dallas, both coming off of disappointing losses last weekend. Dallas is favored by 8 at home. Who you got in this one?
Tampa Bay looked better in their loss, but I still take Dallas because they will come back from that loss.
I agree. Dallas has to limit mistakes, and Tampa Bay's defense is horrible. Tampa Bay is giving up 453 yards per game. Look for Tony Romo and Miles Austin and Jason Witten. Ogletree could go in there. I know they ran some end rounds with Ogletree. Look for them to just put up massive numbers on this Tampa Bay defense that's just giving up a ton of yards to opponents.
That's not Tampa Bay.
No. I'm going to go with the Cowboys on this one.
Yeah.
Of course, I almost always go with Cowboys. Detroit at Tennessee. Detroit coming off a loss to the NFL's best team, probably, so it's not that big of a disappointment. Tennessee coming off a loss where Chris Johnson, once again, has done nothing. Detroit's favored by 4 on the road on this one. Is Chris Johnson going to get going again?
And that's up to their offensive line.
Yeah.
That's really what it's up to. Detroit wins.
I agree with that, but two superstars on both sides of the ball that need to get going. Megatron didn't get the ball a lot last week.
He still had 90-something yards receiving, though. 6 receptions.
6 receptions. No touchdowns, though, right?
Of course not.
No touchdowns, yeah. And I mean, you expect that from a normal wide receiver, but, Calvin Johnson, you expect about 143, 2 touchdowns.
Yes.
So him and Chris Johnson are two superstars on either side of the ball that you can look forward to see if they can get going against each other. Next one, this is actually, in my opinion, one of the most intriguing matchups of this week. Jacksonville at Indianapolis, 2 young quarterbacks that look to be trying to establish themselves in the NFL fold of quarterbacks.
Yes, and it's going to come down to who's surrounded with the better team.
I agree.
I think the Colts have a better team.
Man, when I was doing my pigskin pick'ems for the week, this is one of those that I just kind of stared at for a few minutes, and I'm just like, who do I pick?
Got to give the advantage to the Colts for at home.
I tend to agree with you. Colts are a 3-point favorite. They're at home. I think Donald Brown is going to have a huge day on Jacksonville. They gave up. I think they're giving up 200 yards rushing a game. So look for Donald Brown to take a lot of the pressure off of Andrew Luck at home. I'm going to have to agree with you on that one. I would say Colts at home are going to take this one. Next up, we got the Jets at Miami.
Where the Miami looked real good last week, and the Jets looked like the Jets.
The Jets looked like who we thought they were.
Yeah. Hey, who were we said?
That's right. The Jets are favored by 3 on the road on this one. I think the Jets' key to winning is slowing down Reggie Bush. And that's easier said than done.
Yeah, well, this year it has been.
Absolutely, yeah, this year. Reggie Bush has accounted for 40% of Miami's offense. That's a lot for one guy.
Yes.
That's putting a lot of eggs in one basket. If he can keep producing like this, Miami's good. But if they can figure out a way to shut down Reggie Bush, look for the Jets to take this one on the road.
Even with shutdown Bush, I think Miami could win. The Jets Sanchez had one good game. I hear Tebow's name being hollered in New York right now. Already.
Who you got in this one?
Dolphins. I'm going Dolphins.
I'm going to have to go Jets on the road on this one, just because the Dolphins are a very one-dimensional team right now.
They are.
Next game, San Francisco at Minnesota.
Minnesota's got this one.
Yeah, right. San Francisco is favored by 7 points. I think really the only thing they're going to have to contend with is Adrian Peterson, but the 49ers are terrific against the run.
Last year, not to lay on last year too much, but the 49ers, I think, went 14 or 15 games without letting a rushing touchdown. Mm-hmm. They've yet to let one this year.
I agree.
Do we?
Yep. I'm going to have to go with San Francisco on this one. It's going to be a battle of the running backs, in my opinion. Look for Gore. Look for them to run Gore heavy, because it's going to be a hostile environment. That place can get pretty loud. Look for them to run Gore a lot. Just keep moving the chains. Time of possession is going to be big in this one. They're a 7-point favorite. I don't know if I would go 7 points. I would say between 3 and 5. But 49ers. I'm going to go with the 49ers.
I'm going to go 49ers because Minnesota doesn't have a defense.
No. A game between two of the most unimpressive teams in the NFL. Kansas City at New Orleans. And both have arguably been the most unimaginative, boring teams to watch this year.
Yes. Well, they've been exciting because you get to see the other team score.
That's very true. Very true. I see a high-scoring game here because both defenses are awful.
They're both awful, but Kansas City's offense is about as bad.
I don't understand it. Kansas City has some great pieces on offense. Just Matt Castle he's not that good.
He's not.
If
they give Charles the ball, it's a high-scoring game.
Mm-hmm.
But New Orleans wins.
I have a dilemma between Charles. I'm either going to start Jamal Charles or Donald Brown in my fantasy league this week, and I'm still...
Hit him up.
Yeah, I need some help, guys. If anybody out there can give me some suggestions, I'm sweating it. I have no idea who to put. I'm going to have to go with New Orleans just because they're at home. That's a hard place to play.
Yeah.
Next up, this is the second game. This is the second most interesting game to me.
Two young quarterbacks,
Cincinnati and Washington. Washington's favored by 3 in this one. Cincinnati was a playoff team last year. They're looking to get back to it this year. I don't think they will.
Got to get better.
I agree.
Cincinnati's defense has to get better if they're going to be in the playoffs.
And this is a game where I think they can step up quite a bit and show how good that defense is, because RG3 has pretty much gone unchecked the first 2 games of the season this year. Both Ds have been pretty bad. They both are averaging, giving up over 400 yards per game.
Yes.
I mean, this is another one that could be just a shootout.
I'm going Washington.
I'm going to go with Washington on this one, yeah. I changed that pick at the very last second. Our next game is Philadelphia at Arizona. We got one team who can't seem to keep the ball, and another team who just had one of the biggest upsets in recent NFL history.
We also have 2 of the 6 teams that are undefeated going against each other here.
That's very true. Philadelphia is favored by 4 on the road. Who you got this one?
I'm thinking that if Philadelphia turns the ball over 4 times, they win.
That's the key.
Yes, they have to turn the ball over.
Any less and they'll lose. They have to turn the ball over.
Ooh, this is hard.
It's another good matchup.
I'm gonna say Eagles because I think Arizona's not this good. I don't know what's going on.
I'm gonna say Arizona just because they're one of the hottest teams in the NFL. If you go back to last season's regular season record, they're one of the hottest teams in the NFL, and I still don't believe in Michael Vick.
Yeah.
I still don't have any trust in him. And if you turn the ball over this much, if you're the Eagles, you're bound to lose a game. You have to.
Who's going to be starting for the Cardinals, though? Is it Skelton or is it Cobb?
The early reports are Skelton is going to be healthy. Obviously, we're still a few more days away from the game, so Cobb can come in.
Cobb won the first game for him. Cobb was the starter for the second game.
Yeah. We'll
He's
see.
the big money quarterback.
We'll
still say Philly.
Yeah. I'm gonna have to go with Arizona on this one. Another battle of the undefeateds.
Here we go.
Atlanta at San Diego. San Diego's favored by 3 points. What do you think your keys are to the game in this one?
Ryan, throw the ball.
Yeah, that's that. I think, I know this sounds bad, but I think Michael Turner's arrest for the DUI was a good thing for the Falcons.
Rodgers, get your start.
That's
Turner
right.
just gave it to you.
Rodgers fits in that no huddle, fast pace. He fits in that offense so much better than Turner does. Excuse me.
Great screen.
And we're going to see if San Diego is legit. They're 2-0. They're undefeated. They've looked okay in their 2 wins.
Yeah.
They've looked okay.
You wonder.
That's right. I wonder.
We know that Atlanta is legit.
Yeah, absolutely. From that win last week, we know that they're a legit team. Who you got in this one?
I go Atlanta. Got to.
I'm going to have to go with the Chargers on this
Understandable.
one.
Understandable. They're at home.
Yeah, they're at home. This is a West Coast game. Now, having said that, under Mike Smith, the Atlanta Falcons are 3-0 or 5-0, excuse me, on the West Coast. So a good
haven't
record.
played the 49ers.
Actually, the 49ers, I read a stat today. The 49ers have a 7 or 9 game win streak against the Falcons at home. A little obscure stat. They're not playing this week, but I just wanted to throw that out there. I'm going to have to go with San Diego at home on this one. Another matchup that I think, the line surprised me when I saw this. Houston at Denver. Houston is only a 2-point favorite in this game. And when I just hear those teams automatically, I think, oh, Houston. Yeah, Houston.
Yeah.
If they're a better team.
It's because of Manning.
Yeah.
The new god of the NFL.
Denver's at home, and I would think that Houston's defense is going to be better than Atlanta's defense. I would think that just off the bat. But how are they only a 2-point favorite in this game?
Because Manning.
Yeah. Can he bounce back? Can he bounce back from that Monday night against the Falcons? I mean, is there a bounce back? Or is that the Manning who's here to stay for the rest of the season?
What you see is what you get with Manning. I truly believe that. He's not the 3 or 4 year ago Manning anymore.
I agree. Old age, not Brett Favre.
Yeah, he's not Brett Favre old.
But he is getting older. This is Houston's first test, and that 2-point favorite just kind of makes me a little wary. But I honestly think Houston comes away with this.
Houston wins.
Yeah, by 7 points. I just don't think Denver is that good, honestly. Pittsburgh at Oakland. Once again, another line that surprised me. Pitt is only a 4-point favorite in this game.
I'm trying to figure out how you get 7 and what was that, 8 points on that other game up there or whatever, and Pittsburgh 4 over Oakland?
Yeah.
Does Oakland have a team?
Oakland's biggest problem is Carson Palmer can't figure out what team he wants to throw to, and Darren McFadden can't get going. I mean, Pittsburgh looked terrific against the Jets. Ben Roethlisberger looked awesome. Dwyer is establishing himself as a terrific, hard running back. How are they only a 4-point favorite? Does
Maybe
Vegas?
They're in Oakland.
Yeah, I mean, home field advantage is big, but can McFadden, can he establish something against Pittsburgh? I don't think he can.
No, that's too good of a
I think
team.
Pitts takes this. Next big game, New England at Baltimore. Baltimore's favored by 3 points in this. How do you see this one playing out?
New England's not the team New England was.
Nope.
This is not the same New England team of last year or the year before. This team is struggling.
Absolutely. Offense, too.
Yes.
Their offense is struggling, which we haven't seen in a long time. New England does a lot of their offense running out of the 2 tight end set. Aaron Hernandez is hurt. They just signed Kellen Winslow. It's going to be Kellen Winslow and Rob Gronkowski running that 2 tight end set.
Baltimore wins.
I agree. Baltimore wins. The big Monday night game. I am so excited to watch this. This is Green Bay favored by 3 points at Seattle. Who do you have in this game?
Seattle's good, but they're not Green Bay good.
I agree, but I'm going to have to go with the Seahawks in this one. Just because that's a tough place to play. That defense is terrific. I think they get to the Packers.
Green Bay wins. I go Green Bay.
I'm going to have to go with Seattle on this one. Monday night. Big question mark for Green Bay is, will Greg Jennings be available? Is he going to be 100%?
If he's not, Rodgers still has his weapons.
They have a lot, yeah. I'm ready to see what Russell Wilson can do in the limelight. Big Monday night game. Can he perform? And we're all right. Well, I'm getting called into the bounty gate now. Yeah.
I told him to call him.
Yep. All right. Roger Goodell just called me, and I gotta see what my suspension is. All right.
All right. Well, he's gonna go check that out. I'm Daniel. That was Bryce, and I know Billy's in Chicago. See y'all next week.